I don't know. Part of me doesn't want them to know. And part of you does. I can try to tell them what it's about. My name is Jeff. I tell stories and I love music and records. And I'm going to tell you a story in the form of an album. I can't actually play guitar. The album is called The Perfect Sentence, and it's inspired by a tweet I found of an old friend of mine named Jimmy, who died a few years ago. This tweet haunted me, which sounds ridiculous saying it out loud, but what is a perfect sentence? Why did Jimmy need one so badly as he was dying of brain cancer? What started this search? I looked for sentences on my own, Googling, logging them down, keeping an archive. Eventually I wrote a piece about it, and then that piece became an audio fiction piece. And then I knew that the piece wasn't right as a serialized fiction show or a standalone podcast. I needed it to be an album. So that's what I'm doing. The music you're hearing now, it's the instrumental version of the first single on the album called Fortune Cookies. The single will be released first, then the whole album later this year on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream music. And depending on how this Indiegogo goes, there may even be a small physical release, including a vinyl. The Perfect Sentence is about grief. It's about Margaret Sanger, a pioneering birth control advocate, and her quest to give women more control over their bodies. It's about Timothy Carey, a character of a character actor who was near impossible to work with. It's about a quest for perfection, or the idea of perfection. It's about an impossible quest, finding the perfect sentence. It's about misinformation and how easy and dangerous and emotional and prevalent it is. It's about fascism. It's about information. It's about memory. It's about religion. It's about martyrdom. It's about grief. It's about a legacy. It's about mourning something. Someone. It's about music. It's about a movie called The World's Greatest Sinner. It's about film. It's about the apocalypse. It's being made by me with some very close friends of mine, Ollie Morris, Bob Raymonda, Jim Johansson, Jordan Stillman, Jordan Higgs, Alexander Danner, and it has an amazing cast of talented people in the podcasting world. Here's some of them telling you what they think it's about.
It was supposed to be not understood by words, but by the sound, and that's cool.
Plumbs the depths of, Jeff's heartbreak and grief and mourning over the loss of a friend in a way that is so immense and yet so intimate.
It's clearly a thing that's been scratching at the back of his mind for years and just wasn't going to go away until he did it.
That's what I can tell you about this project, is that it has cursed me with knowledge that I did not actually want to have, but now cannot get rid of, about a sentence or two.
But it's one of those ideas that, you try to describe to your friend, and your friend is just like, maybe? And then you go ahead and you make the thing, and you show it to that same friend, and your friend is like, oh.
It is a fever dream musical, I think.
No matter what they, me, or anyone else thinks, my biggest hope is that we'll one day mean something to you. Before we get to that point, we need your help making it. It might not be the first audio fiction podcast that's a record or an album, and it hopefully won't be the last, but we hope to make something you'll remember for a long time. Please help us find the perfect sentence.